So you're thinking of buying a house with a pool somewhere in Brantford, Paris, or the surrounding area, or maybe anywhere in the world. Welcome. My name is Joanne Ackery. I'm a local realtor here in Brantford. And today in this video, I'm going to go over the pros and cons of buying a house with a pool and owning a pool. And if this is your first time to the channel, please like and subscribe for more useful videos. And whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, I'm happy to help. So you can call, text, or email me anytime. All right, so starting with the pros of a home ownership. Anyone that knows me, I love my pool. I've had it for 15 years. It has not worn off, the whole novelty of it, and I think it's the best thing for anyone. So for some pros, it's cheaper than a cottage. You can spend hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of thousands and millions of dollars to buy a cottage, and then you have to drive there and spend hours and hours and hours to get there and more money to drive there. So I think a pool is cheaper than a cottage. It's also, not to bash cottages. Cottages are great. It's steps away. You just open your back door. Most pools are in your backyard and you walk right into your pool and your backyard oasis is right there. Most people do love a pool, so it's great to have, great for entertaining. Your kids will love it. It's great entertainment for the summer for your kids. They have activities right there. It's great for physical and mental health benefits. Physically, you can swim. I do laps every day in the summer for about an hour. And then mental health, I mean, you're getting the sun, your vitamin D. There's so many benefits to it that way. And then your curb appeal just improves. Everyone loves looking at it. It's relaxing, looking at the water, bit of a conversation piece. So those are some of the main pros of owning a pool. And then for cons, obviously it costs money than a house without a pool. The actual expensive running the pool, that is. Additional insurance you have to get for any liability issues, especially if you get a pool with a water slide or a diving board. That's even more risky business. Let's hope it doesn't happen, but if they do have an injury. And then you also have additional property tax expenses. Your property tax will go up a little bit more than your neighbor who's the exact same house without a pool. There is the cost of maintenance. So I find every year I'm having to replace something or a little bit of upkeep. Your utilities are going to cost more, especially if you're running the filter constantly, you're heating your pool, chemicals to keep the pool clean. There is just the additional cost, but I still think it's well worth it. Still cheaper than a cottage, cheaper than a vacation. So I am all for the pool. So for types of pools, the main types, you have vinyl, which is the liner. Everyone talks about that. So when you're looking for a house, figure out or ask how old the liner is, because that can be an expensive cost, in and around 10,000, give or take. Fiberglass pool. The nice thing about fiberglass pools, they have seating right within it. I have a fiberglass pool. I didn't realize when I got it. So there's seats in the deep end, and then there's nice, large, wide steps when you're going in, and there's a seating area. So I really am in favor of the fiberglass pools. And then there's also a concrete pool. These can be customized as well, and they are going to be your most expensive or pricey, costly option. So they're very durable. Back to the vinyl pools, you can get different types. So there's in-ground, which is fully in the ground, on ground, which is partially in the ground, it's half in, half out, and then above ground. All are great options, and you can get them with or without steps. You can get a ladder to climb in, or you can get steps built into them as an add-on. So lots of options. And even with the in-ground pools, the vinyl style, you can get those customized as well. And then with all types of these pools, you can add water features with the jet shooting in. You can get waterfall flowing into the pool. There's so many things you can do, and this is where you have to talk to the pros. So check out my other video where I went to 3 different shops in Brantford, and they all offer their own unique options for buying pools. And just watch it, you'll understand, and ask me questions if you have questions. And then for equipment, the main things you're going to need is a pool pump and a filter, and then of course, however you're keeping your water clean, typically a salt or a chlorine system. And not many pools, I don't think any, have the chlorine installed. Most pool installers, I would think, are using the salt system. It's just a lot easier to run. Chlorine, they just require a lot more attention and testing. Salt water, you don't have to be on top of it as much. You throw salt at the beginning of the year in your pool, depending on what your salt level is, and then you just filter the water, and that's going to keep it clean and make sure everything's balanced. Obviously, go to your pool shop. They're going to tell you what you need to add and what you need to do to balance your water. There's also another added bonus. You can get a heater. So there's different types of heaters. The main ones are gas. You can also get heat pump lamp or solar heating. Solar is going to be one of your more economical because you're just relying on the sun, but keep in mind there needs to be sun. So if you have a lot of overcast days, a lot of rainy days, those days you're not getting your pool heated. And then I find this part of South Ontario or Southern Ontario, we get really nice summers. Typically, I turn my heater on at the beginning of the season and at the end of the season just to prolong it either way. Otherwise, in the middle of the season, I don't turn it on. I don't need it unless I have company that wants to be in a large hot tub. For the types of filters, the main ones that you're going to see are cartridge and sand filters. There are a few other types, but the advantage of a cartridge versus a sand filter, you don't have to backwash it. So backwashing, it goes through the sand and you have to get rid of some of the water as waste, which means you have to refill some of your water. It's just an additional expense. Not a huge deal because then you're getting fresh water in the pool, but it is something to consider. And then you can get lots of bells and whistles for your pool. I've already mentioned the different water features. There's lights. You can get all different flashing lights, different speeds, different colors, different, I don't know, you can get pretty fancy with that. You can automate your pool. A lot of people will say how much work a pool is. Live a pretty busy life, and I don't find it much work at all. I've had my pool now for 15 years, still love it. We have it on a timer to filter the water. The timer goes on and we let it run during the day. I was told that that's better for your pool water because if you have the sun beaming on it, that's when algae can start to grow and you have the stagnant water. So I have the timer go on in the morning and off at night. Some people like to run it during the night because it's cheaper to run at that time. Most pool places will actually tell you to run it constantly. The downfall with running it just during the night is that the cool night air can cool your pool down. Running it during the day can warm your pool up. So maybe that's why I don't need a heater, because I run it during the day. But that's a way to automate it a little bit because you need the filter running to keep your water clean. And also you need to vacuum your pool. So depending on your backyard and how much debris falls in your pool, if you're surrounded by a lot of trees, bushes, whatever, there's different types of vacuums. The main ones, you can have it attached into your filtration system and then it goes around, it does its cycle and it gets sucked back up into your pool filter, which shortens the life of your filter, and then you have to clean that out more often. Or you can get a robotic one that's separate, it's completely its own entity, and it goes around, it runs around your pool, cleans up, picks up all the debris, and then it stops and you just pull it out of the pool, empty the bag, and then you can put it back in and do it again. So I have that kind. I like it the best. So if you wanted to use a solar cover in the summer, that can help with the heating as well, because you can cover it up so it doesn't cool down in the night air. And then there's also something called chemical free. It's a liquid you pour into your pool and it's supposed to keep the pool warm. The main thing is when it gets colder, in the colder weather, if your pool is really hot and the air is really cold, then you're going to have a lot of water evaporation. So covers are nice to have because they won't evaporate as much, and then you're not going to have to add more water, which is an additional cost as well. And then also I want to add to covers, I like to think I'm a pool chemist. Obviously I've had pool issues, and the one season our pool went green because we weren't away. I kept the cover on because I was into keeping it covered at night so it would stay warm, and we were away for a few days and we came back and the pool was green. So I was quite disappointed, and a friend of mine who's in the pool business said to take the cover off, let it breathe. I also poured a bunch of chemicals in and it actually chewed up all the solar cover. So I had little blue bubbles or blue circles floating all over my pool. So we just got rid of the cover and I haven't looked back, haven't used it since. So that's personal choice as well. Most people like the solar cover for warmth. I just got rid of it and my pool has been cleaner and healthier since. So if you're thinking of getting a house with a pool, I'm definitely going to say go for it. Personal choice on your own. Kids love it. It brings their friends around so you can keep a closer eye on your kids. They will all be at your house and you can see what your kids are up to if you're one of those helicopter parents. So thank you for joining me today, and whether you're looking to move in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, text, or email and I'm happy to help. As well, if you want to drop in the comments below any questions you may have about buying a home, selling a home, the Brantford and surrounding area, I'd love to create a video for you. So bye for now and enjoy your day.